don't know, the more I kind of listen to, sometimes I'll listen to some podcasts of like somebody that was a ex-motorcycle gang person, or somebody that's maybe turned their life around, or somebody that's pretending to have turned their life around. Like, man, there's this dude that supposedly was in the mob. His name is like Gene Borrelio. And the dude is like, he's so goofy. I can't even believe that that dude was in the mafia. Like, I don't know, in the 90s, dudes that were in the mafia were a little bit, I don't know, intimidating. You know what I mean? This dude's like, you know, like 5 o'clock shadow, goofy tattoos. One says Omerta on it. It's like he looks like Jersey Shore, but he's in the mob. You know, allegedly, or I guess, whatever, he went to jail. But we have this cultural fascination with crime, and, you know, people that are in gangs are really just individuals looking for men, or mentorship, or leadership, or have a lack of a strong role model in the household, usually a male or a father figure, if you will. And we, like, put these, like, you know, make no mistake about it, the mafia, Bloods, Crips, whoever they are, no different than Al-Qaeda or ISIS, you know what I mean? So, for me, when I watch these videos, I'm not watching, these people weren't like, I don't care who says, oh, I was born into this stuff, blah, 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 blah. You know, none of that really is the truth, because nobody's born into the Bloods and Crips. Oh, it might be in your fucking neighborhood, and yeah, it might be, but you do have to make a conscious decision to actually, you know, well, there was no other, well, you could have worked at the fucking 7-Eleven, you know what I mean? You could have went to a jiu-jitsu class. I know plenty of people that have lived in like bad areas that were gang infested, even here in Tampa, that you know, said, I'm not being one of these fucking guys that's all I'm known for, you know. So, me personally, we like to, people like, you know, men and women, they like the idea of like criminality or criminals, because they really don't know what it's like to be fucking shackled and put in a van, or have to drive under the courthouse, or go through a tunnel, you know, and be shackled to like 40 other fucking stinky losers, you know, that are detoxing from drugs or drunk or whatever. There's no glamour in that. I don't know about you. Like my cousin used to have a picture on the wall of John Gotti growing up in like a Italian-American family. My grandfather was like not about that life, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't know why you would have somebody like that up. I mean, these people are, for the most part, are cowards and opportunists, and they hunt in packs, you know. And people that, like, it's like using a gun is like throwing a lethal punch from, like, you know, hundreds of feet away, if not more than 20 or 30, depending on the situation. You know, there's nothing manly about shooting somebody that isn't a threat to you at the time, and they're like standing on the corner, or just because they are wearing colors that didn't match your you know, modus operandi or whatever. It's just a silly thing. Like, and all these mobsters, they go on and they retell all these tales. Like John, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Alteri, Elite, or whatever. His last name is A-L-I something. The guy's got like a tattoo on his neck. He's in Florida. The guy fucking sucks Trump's dick every chance he gets, you know. He wants to remind you to join his Patreon and blah, blah, blah. And he, you know, he's trying to give a message to the youth. Well, the message to the youth is, you know, like, you know, you're glamorizing beating your neighbor up with a baseball bat. Well, I think the kids are picking up that they could have a podcast if they do some time. I mean, like, we're giving people, and don't get me wrong, there's legitimate people that have had, past, criminality in their life, or being criminals, or come from, cultural things that they've turned around, and that's fine, you know what I mean, and I applaud that. But a lot of these people are just narcissistic scumbags, like Sammy the Bull, his son, or not his son, John Gotti Jr., or this, it's just corniness, It's just corniness. Everybody wants to be a gangster, you know what I mean? And, brag about, smuggling drugs. I was one of the cocaine cowboys. Oh, congratulations. How many fucking families and lives and overdoses and shit did you facilitate or take part in for your own material gain? You know what I mean? You're no different than a terrorist. You are a terrorist. You're a domestic terrorist. That's what the fuck you are. I don't know why these words like, oh, they're a gangster. No, you're not. You're not a fucking gangster. Al Capone was a gangster. You know what I mean? That's Bonnie and Clyde. That's a fucking gangster. John Dillinger. That's a fucking gangster. You know what I mean? Them people were, for lack of a better word, unfortunately willing to die for what they believed in. You know what I mean? A lot of people are YouTube personalities. They're not gangsters. Oh, that's a big ass raccoon that ran across the road. Are you gonna go to the bathroom for me, or are we gonna just fucking lick the grass? Come on. I don't know. I just kind of feel like these people are being worshipped. I don't know. I just don't know the type of person. As a child, I was more into watching cops on television. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be somebody that saved lives and helped people. What kind of asshole is fucking going, yeah, man, I want to go to jail. I want to fucking sell drugs. I want to hustle. I want to file serial numbers off of guns. I want the ATF to raid my house. I want my bank accounts to get seized. And then after all of that, there's nothing worse than losing your freedom. And if you've ever lost your freedom and you don't fucking respect that shit, you deserve whatever happens to you. But these people that, going, everybody needs to find out for themselves. But these people that think that, they're going to sell drugs and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and import kilos and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's no 401k plan for that. Well, there is a retirement plan for that, and it's called prison. So that's all. They say all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to fucking federal prison and parole.